are out and you stumble in the dark. You kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds. And when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to beautiful upstate New York as we are live here from Watkins, Glen International for the James Wagner's Welding 40. We'll do 40 for the 40 laps here at Watkins, Glen. Myself, Angel Santiago, joined tonight with Daniel Paulus. Dan? Oh my goodness. Daniel, how are we doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. We saw a crazy race last week at Talladega, and now we're in race number 2 here at Watkins Glen. And like we mentioned last week, Angel, is that these next 5 weeks are going to be very crucial to see where these drivers have the pros and where they don't have the pros. So we're going to get this event going pretty soon, and I can't wait to see the green flag.
Yeah, I am definitely interested to see where we're gonna get the action, where we're gonna see drivers maybe suffering, wishing they didn't have to be at Watkins Glen, but it'll be the first time for a lot of these drivers, as previously mentioned, where they have never, for a lot of them, just being new to iRacing. This is their second season in a league itself. So coming here for the first time, quite possibly, is going to be a little bit daunting. But Watkins Glen, it's honestly a fun track. I mean, everybody knows generally a ton about it. You see it in so many different racing aspects. So you know generally what not to do, what you can do, but there's still going to be some corners here that still make it very, very tricky.
Yeah, they say that this road course is more like a super speedway road course, and that's because when they are coming out of the S's heading down the back straightaway. They are going 170, 180 miles per hour going into that bus stop where they need to start downshifting and whatnot. And that is why I feel like we're going to see a lot of these mistakes here tonight from these drivers is that bus stop, just because it's very crucial that you don't brake too hard, because if you brake too hard, you're just going to slide into other people. So you got to know how to shift at the right times and when not to shift. And I think that's where we're going to see our most instance tonight.
I agree. We're gonna see a lot of drivers finding their groove, and then some, because honestly, a track like this, you just really have to get into a rhythm, stick to your rhythm, and just simply don't make mistakes. And it's so hard because then you feel good, you get like, oh, that lap felt good, that one turn felt good. You push it a little harder into the next, and there you are sideways losing, 5 or 6 spots, and you're just like, oh my goodness, why didn't I just wait a moment?
Yeah, I mean, some of these drivers that I know they're going to want to race as hard as possible, but I don't think they're going to push it to their limit these first few laps, just because, once again, these guys are new to the iRacing, and they need to learn the different grooves here and the different style of racetracks that we're going to go to these couple weeks coming up. So I once again see these drivers taking their time, and then every lap that they gain, they're just going to keep pushing it harder and harder.
Oh well, hey, that's what makes them drivers, right? They'll all be fighting for just that little extra juice. You see at the very bottom of the screen some of the drivers' qualifying times as they come across here. We've got about half a minute left in qualifying right now. Last week's winner, Dalton Steele, just dropped to second, so we'll wait on that. Right now, we'll go over our weather here for Watkins Glen in upstate New York. It is 78 degrees here. Very beautiful day. 51% humidity. Should be able to keep it pretty straightforward. Partly cloudy and then 6 miles per hour wind, so just a little bit of a breeze. Shouldn't affect too much the handling of the trucks. I think they should be just fine. 2.42 miles is the total track length here for Watkins Glen, with a now track temp of 116 degrees. So going to be, it's pretty warm on track, I'd say.
It's going to be warm here in upstate New York today, but usually it's not this warm as the track temp, as you see right there on your screen. But once again, when these drivers are racing on such a hot surface, they are going to start moving around much more, and that's because they get more looser and slick. So we're going to have to keep a close eye on that tonight too.
I do apologize, everybody. It is 10 minutes for qualifying for tonight for because it's the road course, to allow everybody that extra time to be able to get in that second lap should they need. You have a minute and look at this, we're looking at a minute 15 to a minute 20 right now that we're looking overall. So I'd say that, yeah, you want to go ahead and get that extra lap in, because, just that slight mistake, just that one slight off track, you want to have at least the opportunity to go back and put something of a lap down, even though if it's a little bit slower. But hey, that track position is going to be very important, as right now only 11 trucks have put down a lap.
Yeah, as you see right there, you see Ryan Gomez making his qualifying efforts here, making a few laps around the Watkins Glen International Raceway. Right there, you see the 22 Ryan Gomez making his qualifying efforts.
Yes, he's looking to either get started on his lap or just looks like he should be just completing it. Looks like, though, he is off. Oh, there we go. But regardless, it seems like for a lot of these drivers that their better lap is that first lap. So, but some of them are improving on that second one as well. So I really think it's going to be how much practices you have and how much confidence you have going into qualifying.
Yeah, I mean, there's some drivers that don't even attempt to make qualifying efforts just because they know, hey, turn one could be a whole big wad up of calamity right there, like drivers running into each other and whatnot. And that's because of the braking zone. They're going to want to go as fast as possible, try to take that lead. And everybody in turn one is just going to try to squeeze together, trying to take first, second, third place. But you see that happen a lot here at Watkins Glen, and it just ends up in a wreck fest.
Yeah, we'll pull off our race info for now, and then as you see, oh, go ahead and pull that back off there. This is the entrance coming down into turn one, and I say down into turn one specifically for a reason. This is a downhill, hard, fast braking corner. I mean, this is a very challenging corner. I mean, we talked about Watkins Glen, people generally knowing, but turn one is probably one of the most difficult here.
Yeah, turn one is going to be the most challenging part, just like I mentioned before, is just because, everybody's going to be fighting for position, and that's where everybody wrecks.
Yeah, as we are now just a few moments away from getting ready to go ahead and finish up our qualifying. We'll go ahead and briefly bring up last week's race, as we did have our season opener at Talladega, as exciting as you mentioned that one was. Dalton Steele having won that race, and of course being number one in points. Jeffrey Ledford having finished in second, and then Tyler Alberts, that was your top three. Dalton currently sitting pretty solid right now in his qualifying effort, and Tyler Alberts has decided not to make a qualifying lap, and then Ledford's looking pretty solid where he's at it as well. We'll go ahead and get a couple of these things settled in here as we're finishing up what is going to be qualifying. So we'll go ahead and let's bring in our pole sitter here. All right, let's see where we can find our pole sitter, Chris Barker. All right. Yeah, I think it might let us put him in here.
Well,
Chris, this is... Oh, sorry, we brought you in maybe mid-conversation. This is Angel and Daniel here in the broadcast booth. How you doing today?
Good. Nervous, man.
Nervous? Well, I think everybody else is going to be nervous. They're going to be sitting behind you to start this race today.
I don't think the fast lap times is going to matter much here. It's consistency and try not to crash, give people room.
Hey, that much is true, but it always is nice to be fast to allow, to say, hey, you know what, you're faster, and gives you just a little bit more, hopefully a little bit more comfortability going here into this race.
For sure, for sure.
So, Chris, really, you're going to have 40 laps. 20 laps, however, will be for the until the competition caution. What can you expect going into that caution? Everybody will have a chance probably to catch up, so a chance to lose and gain on and off pit lane there. What can you expect, what can we expect to see here from the fans?
I'll be surprised if I'm still in first by then, man. If I am, I don't know.
All right, well, we'll let you get gridded up. Good luck here tonight, and have a good race.
All right, thanks, man.
Was your pole sitter. Want to make sure that he had an opportunity to get up on the grid. Looks like we do have just about everybody else here. Yeah, so it looks like we're just waiting on pole sitter Chris Barker. There it is. He's on point. You see all 18 trucks lined up beautifully. You see a rainbow of colors. Gotta love the paint schemes that we're gonna see here tonight, Daniel.
Yeah, as you see, our pace truck is starting to roll off, coming down the front straightaway. There is our drivers for tonight. As soon as we pull up this starting grid, right there in first place is the 46 of Christopher Barker. We saw him really strong here at Talladega last week. Let's see what he can do on the road course here at Watkins Glen. Starting P2 is the 45 of Dalton Steele. P3, we'll have the 24 of Colton Durow. P4, we have Chris Ramsey. Rounding out your top 5 is the 78 of Matthew Gall.
In 6th, we have Jimmy Rowdy. In 7th goes to Steven Shue. Row number 5, there you go, I can do math today, is Larry Fairman and Ryan Gomez. We saw him putting out his qualifying temp just a few moments ago. Ty Trafford and Richard Hartman going to be in 11th and 12th. 13th and 14th belong to Tim Richardson and Tyler Alberts. James Wagner and Jeff Scott make up row number 8. And we should have at least one more row here. It's not pulling up. Okay. Nope, there we go. And then in row number 9, the last two for tonight's race, Matthew Ace. Oh, we got to switch camera. Sorry about that, everybody. Matthew Ace and Johnny Hurst. You had the bottom, looks like 6 drivers not attempt a qualifying lap. So keep an eye on those drivers. We'll have to see, does this work or does it cause them to be involved in an incident, do you think?
You're really not going to know until the start of this race. So we're just going to have to see what happens when they drop the green flag here. As you see that pace truck coming closer to pit road now.
Yep, coming down to pit lane. As we mentioned previously, there will be no cautions except for the comp caution at lap 20, halfway through the race. And then the only other situation would be if there was just a massive pile up into a turn. No other choice but to bring out the caution for the safety of everybody's evening. Pace truck is down. We're getting ready to go green flag racing. Trucks are up and moving. Getting through the gears. Green flag racing here from Watkins Glen International.
As you see the 46 heading into turn 1 there. As you see Dalton Steele falling back there in the P3 right there.
That was a great view right there. Everybody getting through overall pretty well as you see the drivers coming up now through the S's here at Watkins Glen. Oh, Jimmy Rowdy's gotten in through the grass a little bit. He's loose.
As you see Christopher Barker there, still in the lead, heading down the back straightaway, going into the bus stop. So far, so clean for these top 3 of these drivers. But it looks like top 3 is pulling away easily here.
Oh, that's close right there through the bus stop. Can they make it through? Oh, you see one truck, the 52. Oh. And I think that's the 24 Calderon. Most certainly not what he was looking for a way to start his evening. But guess what? They'll have an opportunity to pick that back up and catch up here. Plenty of time to go. But you're right, Chris Barker off to a great start. Coming across here, the final turn will have almost a 1-second lead as he does so.
And sitting back there in second place comfortably is the 45 of Dalton Steele. He won last week at Talladega. We're going to have to see what he can do here this week at Watkins Glen. Holding on to P2 very strongly.
I say last year he had 4 wins. Sorry, he'll have already won this season and looking to continue to add to that total in the process. And hey, having done so at Talladega and running second here, already showing some pretty good overall, I'd say, driving prowess to be able to have success at multiple different tracks, especially one here like Watkins Glen. You're going to see battles like this all evening long here throughout, as these drivers are just right on top of each other trying to find a way around. As you see right now, it's Chris Ramsey and Jimmy Rowdy going at it through the bus stop for 4th.
As we see the 23 gets loose, makes contact.
Oh, 29 got loose. I don't know.
29, my bad.
Yeah, no, you're good. It's the 22 he made contact with in the process. That'll be pretty decent front end damage. Hopefully not any type of wheel damage there for the 22 of Ryan Gomez.
We're going to see if the 22 of Ryan Gomez comes to pit road here. And he's going to stay out.
It looks like it's just a push in. It doesn't look too bad here. We'll see here when he gets into the brakes. No, it breaks. Usually. Oh, you see the truck right in front of the 99 and Larry Fairman. Couldn't get the camera switched around for him in time. That is so easy to do. You just brake a little bit too hard, and then the back end comes around on you as you're trying to downshift as well. Just so easy to do. I say that because personally I've done so many times. Right now is Chris Barker, your leader, now up to a 1.8 second lead, now looking to extend that to almost 2 seconds here. So 2 laps in, oh, excuse me. Sorry, 3 laps in now, and almost a 2 second lead. So generating about a 1.5 seconds right now over your second place car. Sorry, 2 seconds now almost. So we're going to move through the field here, see if anybody's a little bit closer. You're going to see a lot of stretched out driving tonight. It's just part of how the races are here at Watkins Glen. But right now, Calderon, he is looking to continue to make up a ton of time. And I'm sorry, earlier that was Richard Hartman who was sideways. Our live timing was having a little bit of a struggle to update there. Through lap 1. So Richard Hartman, number 52, actually he was one of the trucks sideways. Oh, Tim Richardson, we spoke to him before the race, and he said, man, I can't get around the bad luck, and look at this, he is just destroyed on the front end. Looks like they had an incident here at one point as well. Well, as this stretches out, let's try to see if we can catch some of the incidents that happened. Let's see. Actually, we'll start maybe here to start with Calderon and see what happened. Oh, no, this is far too early for him. Oh, yeah, Darrell was in second, actually. Oh, he got loose. Wow, we didn't see that.
Yeah, that happens a lot in turn
without
one.
a doubt. Yeah. And then here is for Hartman. What all happened? Oh, this is the incident here. Yeah, we saw on the going into the tunnel turn. We're trying to get caught up on everybody's incidents. Oh, yeah, the 52 gets loose and into the 58. That's the 58 of Johnny Hurst, actually, right there. So that's where he has an incident. As we will wait for just a moment, we do have at least a battle on track for a moment, as Jimmy Rowdy and Chris Ramsey were right on top of each other. Man, Rowdy's fast, man. He just got to find a way to get around these guys without losing it as well. You just got to take it calm, turn by turn.
That's all you can do here on a road course.
The 13 and 29, they were both in the grass. They looked like Marco Sambros and Brad Keselowski 2012 here. As it looks like Jimmy's going to get around the 13, Chris Ramsey. Chris was saying, all right, go ahead. You can go ahead and take this away from me, as Johnny Hurst makes his way down to pit lane here on lap 5.
Yeah, you see the 13 of Chris Ramsey right behind the 29 of Jimmy Rowdy. We saw Jimmy Rowdy get into an incident earlier on track. You see the 13 now trying to, looks like, make a move here on the 29 as we head in turn 1. That 13 is going to try to overshoot it. No, he does it perfectly. They're going to be side by side coming into the S's.
Yeah, perfectly is exactly the way to put it. Wow, that was beautiful. But you know what? I think he's just having fun battling the 29, because he just went ahead and let the 29 go right on by again there. They're just having fun racing each other, as they are back here. Ty Trafford and Tyler Alberts, the 85 and what should be the 82, but looks like it's coming up as the 17 across our screen at the moment. Those two having a fun battle right now as well.
There's battles all over the track here tonight, Angel, and I expect that to happen. But with these two out front, Barker and Dalton Steele in 1 and 2, I don't see anybody catching up to them at all unless we get a caution.
Yeah, right now it's clear as day that in an oval league, this is what happens. You're gonna have sometimes 1, but 2 to 5 drivers that stand out above and beyond the rest of the field. Oh no, there goes Dalton Steele, your second place driver.
45 hits loose. And
wow, he lost it.
Spin back right there. Looks like he's going to keep P2.
Yeah, he was 14 seconds up on Matthew Gall at the time, so he's still just fine. This is going to update He's now going to be what looks to be almost 14 seconds behind Chris Barker, and will jump back up to about a 3-second lead now over Matthew Gall here in the 3rd position. And it's the 38 of Jeff Scott. He's made his way down pit lane, looks like, for some repairs. As right now, we are now 7 laps into this race. He is the number 46 is coming into the penultimate turn here, as we will now complete this lap 7. So already 7 laps will have been completed. We'll have 13 more for the stage break, and then that's the first half is already over. So for some of these guys, Daniel, you have to just start learning to be a little bit more patient and not lose the truck, which I know is just so difficult to do, because I say that as I'm someone who does it. But yeah, you gotta start learning to be patient here, because you can gain some spots in some of these other guys making mistakes, and do so right before the before the comp caution at lap 20.
You're absolutely right, Angel. You do have to be patient here on these road courses, because every corner could be a mistake that you can make easily just because you're getting frustrated, you're not moving to the front. It's all about braking and shifting. That's all it's about. And, of course, accelerating as fast as you can without spinning out.
And you said it perfectly there. And in regards to our YouTube chat, I'd pull it up on my phone. I've got it with me, but I don't, I don't think we have the rights, and we might get in trouble with YouTube to do that. For the Tokyo Drift song, it would have been perfect for that 45, the way he was sideways through turn 1. And then Kick-Ass Duke says, throw some sandbags in the beds of those trucks. Yeah, I don't think the sandbags is gonna work. At this point, they might just need to have half the amount of fuel as everybody else to force an extra pit stop. But at the same time, Daniel, we've seen it as well when some of these drivers have had issues that can cost them a lot of time. So you're still really never guaranteed where you're at. You got to keep fighting for everything that you can.
Yeah, you have to stay on your ground here. I don't see anything going to happen necessarily if in these next few laps, unless we see trucks battling side by side and just wrecking into each other. But I think this is pretty much going to be a long green flag race.
Yeah, we're going to have some nice long green flag runs here. I say lap 10. Let's go ahead and give... oh, wow, Christopher Barker. He is your leader. He's got a 20-second lead. Do you see how sideways he was coming off of the carousel?
That's what happens here at Watkins Glen, and even on any road course. After that tire wear starts coming off, you're just going to get so loose. You're going to have to figure out another way to keep the lead before making that pit stop.
We're going to jump here now. Chris Ramsey, Ryan Gomez going side by side now for that 6th position. They're just a hop and a skip away from from Steven Shu right in front of them in that 00 as well. So we got a 3-truck battle for 5th, and we know what I love about a track like Watkins Glen. Like you said, we're not going to have these cautions, the last 20 laps straight, and then somehow after that many laps, all the crazy things that can happen, you still manage to find yourself in the same exact spot as somebody else on this very large track, battling for position coming to the very end, which is why you can never stop fighting, and you can't just sleep on yourself. You gotta fight for everything you can, because you never know when that extra 10 feet could have made a difference at the end of the race.
As you see the 13 right there holding off, it looks to be the 22 of Ryan Gomez heading into the bus stop.
Here being lap 10. We're gonna go ahead. Let's jump on board with your leader, who I think just maybe had another moment, because he lost another 4 seconds to Dalton Steele there. I wonder what may have happened to him. So he starts his lap. We're going to jump on board with your leader. Look at how he drives. And then we're going to look at some of the other ones. Just getting by there, the 85 of Tyler Alberts.
Heading into the bus stop there. They get off the gas for a little bit, but then they shoot right back up to it as they're heading up through the S's. Now that they're exiting the S's, we are going to go down this back straightaway. And this is what I'm talking about right here. They're going to go all the way up to that white line, hug it, and then when they start seeing that bus stop, they are going to start shifting and slowing down and pressing on the brake easily to get a good momentum through this bus stop. Now they're exiting the carousel.
Yeah, I would say he's on a rather conservative approach. It sounds like he's in third gear through here. Yeah, he was in third gear the entire bus stop. This is very interesting. I want to see what gear he goes into. Just going into turn one, I got to see what gear he's in here because this is interesting to me. Okay, so... Alright, so he gets down into second there. Wow. Now let's jump on board Ryan Gomez. He's got 3 trucks in front of them, only 2 for position. That 52 is Johnny Hurst, who's one of your lap trucks. Sorry, of Richard Hartman. Now look at the driving styles and how they vary from your first place truck to your 7th place truck, who's about 27 seconds behind. Currently in a pretty fun battle, it looks like, between Stephen Shu and Chris Ramsey. Oh, that looked really, really good to the to the bus stop, didn't it?
Yeah, it's really nice on board here. As you see, they were just heading down the straightaway, coming into turns, I believe, 11 and 12.
Yeah, I'm awful with the turn numbers here, so I'm not even going to attempt to do that. As he gets into the grass, no, it's the last thing you want to do.
Saves it. But that is another thing you don't want to do, is you don't want to get on those ruffle strips, because if you do, that's going to hurt you a lot, because the cars are so touchy when it comes to the ruffle strips. They'll just turn your car sideways.
Actually, Daniel, you see them heavily using the rumble strips because after they updated Watkins Glen, the rumble strips are actually very, very useful to go faster. However, if you just reach a little bit over and get just a touch of the grass, that's is when you lose all grip. And sometimes that fine line between the two of trying to find that extra grip is what puts you into the grass and just completely loses control.
It does, but this 46er Chris Barker, I mean, he's been dominating this whole race so far, coming on lap 14 out of 40. This race is going to go by pretty quick.
And these drivers had 75% fuel capacity, so should have no problem making it to that lap 20. Yeah, they should. I don't think they have any issues making it to that lap 20 mark. We've seen Jimmy Rowdy actually hit pit road that on lap 12. I wonder how that's going to work for him. See the 46 coming across here. We're going to go jump back down. Chris Ramsey, Stephen Shu staying somewhat close to each other, although... Yeah, there you go. Ryan Gomez, of course, having lost all that. And Matthew Ace and Cole DeRoe. Cole's super loose there. He's going to almost lose it and get that position up there to Matthew Ace, who's now up 10 spots from a 17th starting position. So he's having a great race right now. Nice recovery for him, as it looks like Cole's trying to take at least one of those 10 back away.
See a nice battle here between a Toyota Tundra and a Chevy. Heading towards the bus stop, coming down that long straightaway. As you see the 24 there of Cole DeRoe.
Yep, he'll slowly pull away.
Excellent through the carousel. Pulling away there from the 96 of Matthew Wace. Right behind him is Jimmy Rowdy in that 29.
Yeah, so he pit, and I'm looking to see what his lap time is going to be here. I want to see how much is he, if he improved much, having pit when he pit, of course, earlier. So wait for him to come do the final turn and see what this lap looks like. As we have now completed 14 of our 40 scheduled laps. Well, the 1:16.03, actually his fastest lap. So Jimmy definitely working out with those fresher tires, I guess, and fixed up truck. As we do this here, lap 16, everybody. We're going to go ahead and jump back to the front, give a quick rundown of the field here while we have the opportunity. Thank you, Wish Farmer, for jumping in, saying Chris is your dad. He's doing pretty darn good right now, I'd say, right now in first place. Up 14 seconds from second after Dalton Steele had that slight incident. As mentioned, Chris Barker here in first, your pole sitter as well. Dalton Steele, last week's winner of Ford last year. He's got from Crooksville, Ohio, in his number 45 Brent Toyota Tundra. Matthew Gall from New Braunfels, Texas. That's just a wild guess, Matthew. I hope I don't butcher that too much there. Then number 78 Ford F-150. Chris Ramsey in his Ford as well, and then Stephen Shu rounding out your top 5. He is from North Wilkesboro. I will attempt to figure out where Arcata or Alcata, I don't know if it's Spanish for Ryan Gomez, I don't know, but Arcata, we're just gonna say. He's running in 6th. Cole Roll from Jacksonville, Florida in 7th. Matthew Ace, as previously mentioned, from Roaring River, North Carolina. Jimmy Rowdy having pit now in up to the 9th position from Midwest City, Oklahoma. And then James Wagner, he's happy. You haven't had a chance to speak about him much. We're currently running in that 30th position, also from North Wilkesboro. Here for the James Wagner Welding 40, his father's company, of course, as he has mentioned to us.
Yeah, Chris Ramsey, he's been a driver that's been, so far, we're only in race 2. I haven't seen a whole lot of him up towards the front. I don't know if that should be concerning to me, but I know he's learning these different types of tracks, so I can see why he's fighting mid-pack. But, he's doing a stellar job right now.
Yeah, he actually had a pretty decent day last week at Talladega. He finished 7th, so that's where he actually sits in the point standings right now. So he'll look to continue to improve that. Running 4th, I can imagine it's probably going to help that situation. As these three drivers have continued. Matthew Gall, Chris Ramsey, and Stephen Shu to kind of just stay right next to each other. So we have now completed 17 laps. The leader, when he comes back around, of course, completing lap 18 will give us only 2 laps to go left in this stage. Continue through the field here. Give everybody just a moment.
And don't forget, Angel, there is a competition caution coming up soon.
Absolutely, 2 more laps, just it. And it is once your leader crosses and completes lap 20. I do believe that is correct. You have Tim Richardson, who said, I hope to find some type of way to turn my luck around. Running 10th at least right now, but definitely not what he was looking for. Tyler Alberts, we saw him. I thought we saw head pit, but maybe it was a different driver. Larry Fearman in the number 99, running in 12th. 13th belongs to Jeff Scott. Ty Trafford in 14th. Cole Duro in 15th and behind the pit wall. Jeffrey Ledford in 15th, one of our fewer forwards here. Richard Hitman, which we had previously mentioned as well, from Tioga, Texas. And then finally, Johnny Hurst at number 58 truck, running currently in the final position as he waits for repairs to his vehicle.
One lap until our competition caution. So far, been very clean racing here for these truck drivers. As you see, the 00 heading on to pit road. That is Steven Shue.
The 00, the 13 of Chris Ramsey. They are all coming down pit lane, and well, right before the caution comes out, you got an idea, Daniel, why these guys are trying to pit now instead of during the caution break?
Well, that is because, so when the caution does come out, the drivers that are staying on track, they're going to have to come down pit road, get some more tires, get some more fuel. And the people that pitted before this competition caution, they're going to gain all that track position when we go green again.
Yeah, exactly. And what would you prefer to do?
If it was me, I would give up to lead, and I would come down pit road.
Yeah, especially, I mean, Christopher Barker, you know you're fast, and there it is, caution's out. So, it looks like they're gonna, okay. Oh, actually, I do believe they're waiting for the last car on the lead lap to cross the start-finish line. That would then prevent Iracing issues, which we know we tend to get with the live timing when the leader crosses but not everybody else. I think that's a great idea, whoever ended up doing that there. All right, well, we just hit our first caution break. A lot of drivers have a lot of catching up to do. Fifth and sixth are a minute behind almost the entire track. So we're gonna go ahead and hit our first commercial break here of the evening. We're gonna go ahead and allow it to play twice, just again to let these drivers catch up. Everybody but Chris Barker is currently going full speed. Actually, Chris Barker might be going full speed. Yeah, he is just trying to catch a pace car. So we're not even under pacing yet, everybody. So we'll be right back here in just a few minutes. Right, we are back, everybody. I do apologize, as I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. I have a water cup here. I spilled it and just had to go ahead and get that cleaned up before we can come back. Daniel, getting ready to go green flag racing here. Looks like. Nope. Well, we still got at least one more lap with the pace lights on. Still for the pace car. We already spoke to your post sitter, Chris Barker here. What do you want to pick on, Daniel, so we can go ahead and bring him in for an interview? Maybe someone we haven't heard from this year. Let's see. Did we speak with Jeff Scott last week? I don't think so. Oh, you know what? He's got the free pass. Let's not bother him. Ty Trafford, number 82 truck. Okay, he's good to go. I just want to make sure that we're not going to bother anybody trying to pull them in here. So trying to catch up to the leader. Hold on just a moment. Ty, this is Angel and Daniel here in the SRM broadcast booth. You got us?
Yes, sir.
It looks like maybe we probably just needed to update the paints here before the broadcast. So we got you, looks like in a wrong truck. So when you go back in and look at it, we apologize. Showing you here in the number 17. Nonetheless, Ty, talk to us a little bit about the race here before you guys go back green flag racing for what's going to be the home stretch.
Right now I'm just trying to stay on the road, avoid all these wrecks. Just glad to be back. I've been out for a couple of weeks due to the injury and then work, and got off early tonight. So I was like, I'm gonna jump in here with these boys and go have some fun.
It's cool. Well, it is absolutely great to have you back. I know we're going to be going back green flag racing. What an opportunity to speak to somebody we haven't had a chance to speak to just yet this year. So thank you, Ty, for jumping in, and we wish you the best of luck. Go gain a couple more spots out there.
All right, thank you.
Getting everybody just a little bit more of an opportunity, but just had a little bit of a slight emergency. Don't want that water getting in anything important. Getting ready to go back green flag racing now. Hold on just a moment. And there it is. We're going to have now 17 laps to go. And
the 46 of Chris Barker making that move. But look at that 45 there. Trying to take first place away is not going to happen. He's going to battle there for P2. As you see right behind him is the 22 of Ryan Gomez.
Love the views we can see of these drivers going here through the S's. Down off the back stretch, now getting ready to go here into the bus stop. One of my favorite camera views because you're going to see them get very close. Coming through the carousel. The carousel is such a tricky technical turn. It's almost got like 3 apexes almost. It is just so large and just so many. You're going downhill, but also you have a weird angle. Oh, I love it.
As you see the 46 of Chris Barker taking a nice lead there. But that 22 is under fire from that 78 of Matthew Gall.
Oh, you see that 78 as they're going to go sideways just about trying to figure it out through there. 22's now cleared him. The battles between the 78 of Matthew Gall and the 96 of Ace as Colton rolls under him. He loses it.
Oh, coming around. Oh!
We got 2, 3.
Their team there made contact with the 24.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to bring a caution out. It's surprising. You know, this truck looks pretty clean. Oh, the 52 goes around.
Oh, 52.
The truck looks overall very clean, though.
They do indeed.
Let's see there. Okay, here. You're going to see now. They go into one. He overdrives it, gets under him. Oh, just nowhere for Ramsey to go, and neither for the 85. Just unfortunate. It's part of the race, though.
It happens here on these road courses, but there's nothing you can do about it. And tempers do flare here.
Oh yes, tempers flare. Personally, I've had my own tempers flare here at Watkins Glen in the truck, so the pile up in the S's once. Ooh, that was fun. But yeah, it's so frustrating because, especially when when you want to be more competitive, and then here you are, you're trying to go battle other drivers. This is a track that you're not typically used to, and then here you are having to deal with an issue. Oh, as you see that I think that was a 99 of Larry Fairman going off track a little bit there after having made that pass on James Wagoner.
That's a nice looking scheme there.
Oh, a mess of trucks back here. We're going to be 3 wide. Why not?
Looks like 00's going to take 2 spots away. Whoa! That 13 being a little aggressive there.
Yeah, I'm wondering what kind of damage he's just trying to deal with now after just T-boning the 24 Cole. And again, for the T-bone, I don't really see much of a scratch on it, so he might be just fine. Laps to go. We're gonna go jump back up here to your leader briefly, but it looks like Tim Richardson just made his way around Tyler Alberts, and then Matthew Gall and Ryan Gomez has once again found each other here, looking to continue to battle for that 4th position. They keep being close to each other, not quite there. And then Chris Ramsey and Larry Fairman gonna assume possibly teammates again. Never find out after the race, but with the same truck here, not 13 and 99, and the 96 is on pit lane.
Might be getting some fuel there.
Oh, tires. Now that much is interesting to me as you see the 24. That 24 has his damage, so he's coming down pit lane here. Yeah, I'm interested to see what Matthew Ace is doing. I don't know if he got involved in an incident and had no choice but to come down, get a fast repair. Don't know what exactly happened, but an interesting choice by him. He won't go a lap down, of course, but still, an interesting decision nonetheless. That right now, we'll jump back over here to your leader as we say that, man. These two just keep finding a way to stay on top of each other. Larry Fairman and Chris Ramsey, your closest battle on track right now, but very fun it is the 13 is going to drive super deep into the corner. Does it stick, though? Wow, the 99 is going to keep it very clean under him. That'll allow him to make the pass right again, as that'll bring in James Wagoner, the number 30 behind him. You got a 3-way battle for 8th here. 13 to go. Don't know how it's going to end up working out for the two, but at least for the moment, they seem to be just all right. Oh, 99's on the wrong end of the rumble strips there. He's going to make it work, though. How much longer can Chris Ramsey? They'll stay behind him before he can finally make that pass, And then right now we only have 7 trucks on the lead lap after all the pit stops, everything that kind of went down over right before the caution and during the caution itself. So Matthew Ace, he's not too far right in front of the leader. So we'll have to see. Really, he's going to the S's. The leader is getting ready to get into the S's. Then at your, let's see here. Everybody, all 18 trucks are definitely still on track, so that's great to see. Is Ramsey and Fairman, they continue to battle. It looks like this time Ramsey finally get around. Oh, there goes the 99. Oh my goodness, just loses it in the S's and just destroys the front end of the truck. Unfortunate. That was Chris Parker is gonna come across here. We're gonna go ahead and give everybody. Ooh, looks like somebody's engine just let go, or somebody just wrecked. Dalton Steele staying a lot closer this time around. Now only 2 seconds behind. So we're gonna go ahead and give everybody an opportunity to turn down the volume. The 46 is loose. Turn down the volume. We're gonna go ahead and give everybody our turn it up session for the evening. Enjoy. We're going to go ahead and back out of this. Put up as much as we could there, but we're having some technical difficulties even with our turn it up session here. It looks like we're not going to really get a good enough camera rotation for everybody on that. So I still get to hear the beautiful sounds, as well as the sound just was not coming through the way we typically like it to for our turn it up sessions. Nonetheless, having been able to see that, you see Matthew Ace when he pit, he's going to go a lap down. Here comes Jimmy Rowdy, who's still on his pit box now. He's going to go a lap down. This will put only your top 5 here currently on the lead lap now with only 9 laps to go. I'm thinking maybe that these drivers maybe just couldn't make it to the end here, Daniel, and so you had to pit at one point, and maybe just drivers pitting when their window finally opened.
It happens on these road courses, Angel. You never know. There could be first and second place that run out of fuel thinking that they can make it on strategy. But, I mean, it's all up to the drivers now. They need to know how much fuel, they need to communicate with their crews, how much fuel they have left, and see if they can make it to the end.
Could you imagine being the leader for the entire race, and then you just miscalculated and you run out of fuel? Not even, just you run out of fuel at any point that's not on the final 2 turns. Oh, my goodness.
I would try.
I might shut it off, and I might not come back for a couple of weeks. I'll tell you that much. Now, of course, we're not, of course, wishing bad upon anybody. But you say that, but I really have seen it happen where somebody's run out of fuel. Multiple people in a race like this, where the fuel mileage was stretched just perfectly to allow that situation to happen. Go over. It looks like Jimmy Rowdy's actually catching Matthew Ace, having pit 4 laps after him. We'll have to see if Matthew's got anything for Rowdy, or if Rowdy's gonna be able to get around him pretty easily through the S's. Yes, he will. As it looks like Ace is gonna say, just go on by. I know you're faster than me, and my battle's not with you. My battle is with the track. And hey, that's how you have to approach these races. You know, tracks like road courses, Darlington, Dover. You don't fight the other drivers. You just got to fight the racetrack first and let the rest of it come to you. With 8 laps to go, we'll have to we'll come down now to what will be 7 laps. We're almost here to the end of this race. Hard to believe, but again, when you have only just a comp caution halfway through, none of the typical cautions, yeah, your races are going to go by a little quicker. Not that it ever feels quick at a track like this. Is looks like Tim Richardson just had himself an issue with James Wagoner and Jeffrey Ledford. Let's see if we can get a view of maybe what all happened here. There's a separate car incident going into turn 2. A little bit too much gas coming off. That's exactly what happened there. We'll go jump over to Ledford. Looks like he's mostly alone here. And we'll see James Wagoner. And it looks like he looks to be mostly alone as well. So it looks like those are all just going to be generally single car incidents. Nothing current up to date. And right now, Chris Barker looking to put down Jeffrey Ledford another lap down. You saw Ledford, one of those drivers that had an issue there. But 7 coming to 6 laps to go. Only a 2-second lead. Dalton Steele's done a really, really good job of staying extremely consistent on this run, I have to say. One slight mistake for Barker, and, you know, Dalton's there. Now, with 6 laps to go, everybody, we're going to go ahead and take our final break here of the evening. Got to pay the bills here on the Sim Racing Media Network. Oh, it looks like that was Tyler Alberts. That was sideways there off of turn number 1. We'll be right back, everybody. Hang on tight. All right, ladies and gentlemen, back here live from beautiful upstate New York for Watkins Glen International. Many people don't know, I mean, Watkins Glen is a track that just continued to sell out consistently, and I really think it was just that era, 2009, maybe 2010 through 13, maybe 14. We had some spectacular, even just before that, but some spectacular races here at Watkins Glen that I really think attributed to just what was a revival, it felt like. Because everybody talks about Watkins Glen again, and man, oh man, is it a fun track to watch. We'd love to be able to go there one day and be able to actually see the races. I've been told camping is a must to go out there and do. It is just a great, great experience overall for the track. Not just that, but just all the things that they do. So that'd be very nice to see here. James Wagoner going to go ahead and make his way down pit road as well from the 8th position. Oh, the 46th, man. Oh, always looks like he's just so loose getting into that turn there, but looks to be just fine. No current on-track battles at the moment, so if you are rooting anybody on, just make sure to let us know. We'll go ahead and put them up here on the chat. Thank you very much to all of you who are watching. As always, please do not forget, if you haven't already, like, share, subscribe, whatever you got to do to get those bell notifications running here for the Sim Racing Media Network. On top of that, oh, there we go. Daniel, you got us?
I do.
There you go. But no, yes, very, very happy. Appreciate everybody, of course, jumping on. We're going to be a little bit limited, or generally limited, on what you'll be seeing on the Sim Racing Media Network for this week, as most of us are going to be in Miami for the race. And so this broadcast is happening now only because, being in Orlando, I have this, I see not a very short drive, but compared to everybody else, down to Miami from there. So happy to still be able to bring the Roughneck Racing series their inaugural, I say their very first ever race at a road course. And, you know, Chris Barker is saying, man, I love to be the guy to win the very first one, that's for sure. We're down to 3 to go.
Yeah, I wish I could join you guys down at Homestead, Miami, but that's going to have to hold off until next season. But I'm very excited to be looking forward to this trip and hanging out, watching some NASCAR down there for Miami next year. So I think that is the most exciting part about Sim Racing Media, Angel. I don't know what else is, but I love seeing these drivers running tonight here.
Yeah, no, and it was a blast that we got to do it last year. We actually went ahead and visited one of our league sponsor, or one of the league sponsors that we broadcast here, Rickmotech. They have their headquarters located there in Miami, and they treated the Sim Racing Media Network so well. I mean, and it was a Friday, the end of the day. You know, they probably were just looking forward to maybe pack up and go home, and, you know, we kind of just came in there. But no, it was all fun. It was, again, treated very well. So, guys, if you're watching, these sponsors that you see, James Wagner's Welding, the ones you see sponsoring the leagues, these are genuine companies out there that just love racing. They're out there, you know, just to support and let everybody continue to enjoy what they do, and to be able for them to be able to watch it and realistically just have it permanently etched on, you know, onto the internet, onto YouTube for them. So it's nice to have that, you know, and to be able to support those companies is something that's very, very important. So and another thing you always see at the very top, you know, Race to Stop Suicide, the Roughneck Racing League, very, very big as well on mental health awareness. So something that you absolutely love to see from leagues and drivers as they continue going. But, man, Barker, 2 to go here. Hey, we got a battle on track. Hold on. Matthew Gall, Steven Shu. What did I say? We're going to have 2 laps to go. You go through all this race, and somewhere, somehow, you find yourself right next to somebody. Of all the things that could have happened, and of all the things that did happen through the race, you managed to still be on the same exact pace coming into the final stretch. And Matthew Ace is a lap car. Never mind. I saw him a little bit in front of them. So this right now, pretty decent battle between these 2 drivers. As we are now into the final lap for Chris Barker, your leader. But we're gonna go ahead and stick to the battle on track for just a little longer, and we'll give Barker a chance to get around before we announce what could be his victory here for the first time this season.
Yeah, I think Chris Barker, he's shown to us the first round, which was Talladega. He can race on a super speedway. It was just not his time to win. And now that we are in round 2 here for the James Wagner Welding 40, he's been leading this race at Watkins Glen most of the time tonight here in this 46 Toyota Tundra, and it looks like it's about to pay off, Angel.
Yeah, it is going to pay off for Chris Barker. We're going to follow him through the carousel and the final 2 turns for the last time today. And again, he had finished in 6th last week. He actually started on... Oh, I'm sorry. Chris Barker started on pole in back-to-back weeks, actually. Sometimes you almost forget what's happening from week to week. Chris Barker looking to make his way down into the final turn today. what has been a dominant race for him. Chris Barker is going to come home, and he's going to take the checkered from Barney the Flagman as he's going to win the James Wagner's Welding 40, and Dalton Steele cruising to a second-place finish. Going to finish first last week, second today. That's most certainly a great way to start off your season.
What a great way for Chris Barker getting his win here tonight at Watkins Glen. And let me tell you, I thought it was a good race. We didn't see a lot of wrecks. We did see some spins here and there, and that's what we expected from these drivers. First time they ever raced here at Watkins Glen. I think they did a really good job here tonight. And what about Dalton Steele? I mean, he got a win in the first round race last week at Talladega and finishing second here at Watkins Glen. He's going to have a pretty good points day.
I was like, look who recovered for third, Ryan Gomez.
He was caught up in an incident earlier on in the race, but somehow he grabbed it all back up, and he finished in top 3. Congratulations to him as well. But congratulations to all the top 3 guys here tonight, but especially Christopher Barker, who gets his career win here at Watkins Glen.
Yeah, he does. Let's see if we can go ahead and find him. All right.
Line one time block.
There we go. We're going to cut you off on your conversation again because we just
fine.
love to do it. Chris,
Yeah, no
Adrian,
problem.
and Daniel here, man. Congratulations here on your victory. Doing so from the
man.
pole.
Yep.
I almost kind of just briefly forgot. Looks like you had pole last week too. So starting off pole back-to-back weeks, you're gonna come home with a victory this time. I'd say that's a pretty darn good start right now. Go burn it down for the fans. We're all watching. But man, tell us a little bit about your emotions going here through that race and just trying to maintain. It looks like you did a much better job here in that second stint of just maintaining and just keeping it from hopefully going around and losing it.
Yeah, I knew. Don't wreck. That was the key. I mean, you lose so much time when you wreck.
Yeah, there's so much time to be gained and to be lost in those situations, and you were able to make it work regardless here for yourself. So, Chris, I'm sure that you're going to have some people you'd like to thank, sponsors, friends, and family for watching. We know we have a little one watching here today, rooting you on. They're very happy to see that.
Yep, sure, man. Thanks, the guys over at Roughneck, most importantly, for putting this on. They're doing a great job. Foothills Motorsports, Jeff and Steven, they kind of took me under their wing on the oval side of this. I'm a noob. And my family, my wife and kids, for putting up with me playing this game so much.
Hey, we couldn't do it without them. You are absolutely correct, Chris. Thank you very much for jumping in. Congratulations. Go burn it down some more. Have fun. And, hey, we'll see if we're talking to you again next week.
All right. Thanks, guys.
All right. Let's see. I'll bring Dalton in, and then we'll let you have the last one. If we can, there, I can find that. Dalton, looks like we're just going to have to set a permanent seat for you here on the SRM chat, man. We're going to have another top 3 finish for you. Doing so here on the road at Watkins Glen. What could you have expected for tonight, and how did it turn out?
I expected to be in the back, 100%. First road course, I've never raced a road course in my life. So this is the first time I've ever been on it. And come away at second, and to be able to keep up with him, Christopher, he's known for road courses, and be able to keep up with him. And at the end, I was slowly starting to close the gap. I finally figured out my shifting points to run him down, and I was able to finally somewhat stick with him, but just wasn't enough laps in the race, and it paid off. And congratulations to him, and I'm just happy I was able to figure this track out as quick as I did. Yeah,
very nice, and you can tell definitely in that second stint where you were without a doubt faster. You were maintaining really, really, really well, and it looked like we might even have a chance for a decent battle. But nonetheless, yeah, that's a very nice surprise, I would say, to come in here not having done a road course race, and I'd say it looked overall pretty clean to hang on for that second, except for that one incident that, Dalton, I'm sorry, unfortunately, we happened to be watching over you when it happened.
I usually run a sequential shifter, and I'm using paddles for this because I was talking to somebody to help me out a little bit with this, and they said paddles would be your best friend, and I accidentally went down first thinking I was in third, and I locked him up and went spinning. But other than that, I think I cleaned it up for the after the competition caution and kind of just ran my line and stayed out of trouble.
Yeah, make sure you switch it back correctly for next week. I did the same thing for a switch once, and then I forgot to switch it for the next race, and I went to down what I thought was down or to shift into third, and I shifted back into first. So, Dalton, I'm sure you got some people you like to thank, and your friends, family watching, and we'll let you go celebrate another podium finish.
Yep. Just like to thank Protexol, SVT, and then Roughneck guys for having me. Hopefully we can get another road course going next year, and hopefully I'll have grown and I can get some more practice in and challenge Christopher for it.
Yeah, I'd say that overall the race went really well, and I think better maybe than even the admins were anticipating. So thank you very much for jumping in, and I guess hopefully we'll see you again next week. Keep this trend going.
Thank you.
I'm glad he said SVT. I would have probably put him in the wrong chat there. All right, let's bring in now our third place driver, Ryan Gomez. Let's see if we can...
Oh!
There you go. Let's see. And I'll let you handle this one.
All right. Hey, Ryan, it's Daniel and Angel in the broadcast. We've got coffee.
Hey, I got you guys.
Well, congratulations on a top 3 here at Watkins Glen. We know it's only the second race of the season. What do you think you could have done to possibly win this race here tonight?
Just hope and prayed that something would have happened to Chris and Dalton. They were just in a completely different zip code. There was nothing I could have done to catch those two guys.
All right. And what are you looking forward for the next race coming up?
I believe we're going to Eldora, which I'm super excited to get on the dirt. Come from dirt racing background, so I can't wait to see what kind of carnage we can create there.
Might win that race next week. And do you have any sponsors that you would like to thank?
No sponsors, but I just want to thank you guys for doing the broadcast and these guys at Roughneck for putting this on and creating a pretty fun looking schedule for us to come run.
All right. Well, once again, congratulations on getting a top 3 finish here at Watkins Glen tonight, and we can't wait to see what you could do at Eldora next Wednesday.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. And that was Ryan Gomez, everybody.
Always very appreciative to have these drivers coming in. You know, they love to be able to talk to us. We love getting to talk to them. We'll go ahead and bring up now our final results for tonight's race, except we'll make sure it says results. Let's try that again. There you go. Chris Parker, of course, your winner. Dalton Steele from second. Ryan Gomez, who just finished speaking to, in third. Matthew Gall going to recover in fourth. I know he's going to be very happy about that. He was a pretty good, he had a pretty good season last year. Didn't have a great start, I feel like, last week. Steven Shu in fifth. Jimmy Rowdy in sixth. Matthew Ace in seventh. Chris Ramsey in ninth. Tim Richardson, for as many troubles as he's had, and he's had today, he's going to come home with a top 10. And Larry Fairman will actually round out your top 10.
Finishing 11th is Ty Tafford. Finishing 12th is James Wagner. 13th, Tyler Alberts. 14th, Cole DeRoe. 15th, Jeff Scott. 16th, Jeffrey Ledford. 17th, Richard Hartman III. And 18th is Johnny Hurst.
Man, what a fun one here at Watkins Glen. I think overall this race went really well. You heard it from your 3 drivers. Granted, it's your your top 3 finishers. I think anybody finishing top 3 in a road course will be content. Maybe talk to some of the other guys. People will feel different, but I think overall they had a very good race considering what they were worried for. I think it was and you know, you worry because this is the first time you're doing something different, and you just never know what to expect. You know, you want to make sure it's as best as possible, so it shows that definitely shows. But I think it was a great race. We had fun watching. As mentioned, or as Daniel mentioned, we'll be heading to Eldora next week. I don't have a dirt background, so I'll have to get some help from some of my dirt friends and see if they can help me figure out what we're talking about and what we're doing. But other than that, I want to thank everybody for joining us once again. Have a great rest of your evening, and we'll see you next week here on the Roughneck Racing Series.